DaHanG was hitting the rails. It's a shame that we don't have a microphone on him because his self-commentary is just fantastic. Are these guys starting soon? Begin. Okay. Oh, sweet. I hit the spot there. So we've got Galena versus Scalebearer. Again, it's like such a weird matchup. But it's quite cool having a Scalebearer to bull rush through totems and things like that. You know, there's a lot of interesting things about this matchup. I don't know. I think I would favor maybe Scalebearer on this map. But we'll see. DaHanG's been pretty careful. He hasn't rushed into rockets or anything like that, because what he doesn't want to do at the beginning is lose the rush to rockets and then just get totally stomped by Rapha. So he's going to take his damn time getting towards the lightning gun and the rocket launcher. This might actually be a bit loud. Lightning gun push is good. Rapha, I thought, could make it all the way across. Don't think he got slowed down particularly. But it's been... Okay, he had no idea he was there. It seems like sounds. He got punked by sounds. But I wonder why he would look down there, because I even feel like if there were sounds describing that, the chances of Rapha actually being there... I don't know. Shit happens, right? I feel like this is an odd angle to prepare yourself for. Oh, that rocket to rail from Rapha. Thanks, so low. There's just something special about Scalebearer. That makes me happy. Rapha's still not, like, super safe. DaHanG's done a lot of damage recently. Unless Rapha's just gotten, like... Well, he would have had heavy. Don't think he'd have anything else. Well, that's a great rail. If he doesn't hit that rail, then DaHanG starts having a super tasty stack. He's talking to himself because of how much joy he's having getting onto those hourglasses. So I think he even just like fully gave up on that. Did heavy get taken? Mega shouldn't be up for like 2 or 3 seconds. Timing there was super tight, but a pretty cool move from DaHanG. And a pretty cool rail too. What a cool guy. Very nice. Like Rapha again being kind of aggressive as a counter for things. When I feel like he maybe could have gotten away. But sometimes you just want to continue some pressure. However, off the spawn, he's not been able to apply loads. And underrated, the fact that he just got 10 extra rockets is really nice. He doesn't have to worry at all about that. Thing is, if he dies, then, well, that point means nothing.
May the power heal you.
Has he got timing on this light? It feels like it. Yeah, interesting. It's been a good rotation from DaHanG. Oh, that rail should have hit. He rushed the one rail. Now he's low. Shotgun's a super nice weapon to have out. His flick's not going to work out. There's a lot of resources here, so he's going to all of like the really grouped up health bubble areas and trying to find where he's going. And again, a miss jump. That's like a really annoying miss jump. It could possibly have ruined some momentum, but you know, Rapha's not to know. That was actually some good cautious play from Rapha, but DaHanG was very, very patient at the angle, and also keeping himself mobile enough that it was hard to exchange the rail shot. And Rapha's pretty chunky at the moment with Scalebearer, so it's not too difficult to hit him. I would have half thought about jumping, rocket jumping out. to the heavy machine gun area. I like it. It's tasty. Tasty rails. Only now does he really have to think about rocket launcher ammunition. The whole ammo... Whoa, that spam shot's so good, dude. So good. He got that first rocket just slightly off, which means he takes a little extra damage, but it was still really, really nicely executed from DaHanG. That spam rail was so sick. Because the way ammo is, and if you pick up weapon off its spawn, you don't just automatically get plus 10 or plus 100 or plus 50 or whatever the weapon is. You can only get it to like the limit, so say 10 rockets, and it'll bring you back to 10 rockets. Otherwise, it's one extra rocket at a time. And I think that's actually changed the game for the better. It's been one of the underappreciated changes that we've had in Quake Champions. Did you hit that? Damn. Damn. That was pretty cool from Rapha. You wouldn't expect someone to push up that bounce pad, just because it is dangerous. Again, really good timing on the mega health, and Rapha with these aggressive pushes. These are weird, weird pushes from Rapha. Like, I feel like there's very little way that DaHanG's not going to be ready for that. And yet, Rapha's still going for them. It also slightly feels down to the fact that, you know, maybe he's like, well, I can get the kill before Mega's picked up, but DaHanG is just so spot on with his understanding of Mega and how it's related to the fights. Okay, that was a little bit too aggressive from DaHanG, but the fight before, I feel like, was really well executed from DaHanG. Yeah, Rapha's pretty aggressive. And he's pretty aggressive on this map, for sure, but from the games that we've seen from him, he definitely has been a little more aggressive than usual. It feels like he's trying to sort of, like, continue to readapt his game. But I think it's, you know, part of the reason he's been so successful, because he's been good at doing that.
I will not grant you that privilege.
It's only a small amount of damage, but you know, every little bit of damage counts. And yeah, I mean, it's a freebie at that stage. Even with a ledge grab, I'm pretty sure that Rapha still shows his head comfortably. And DaHanG, he can't not get that kill. Did he hit? He hit like a stray rocket somewhere, which hurt a lot. So he has to invest in that frag, but he really wants him. He wants to get as much of a gap between him and Rapha as possible. And the fact that the Mega's coming up, he knows he can stack up again. Rapha's not really too concerned by totem damage because he is a chunky scale. Oh, oh my god. Oh, he does actually find him on the end. If he hits the rail, dude. Oh my god, DaHanG keeps just hitting stuff. I really, really thought that Rapha was going to get the kill, and I thought that the chase through the teleporter was totally legit, but he's not going to go through the teleporter. There's no reason for him. He can get himself to 100. He's not railable, although I don't think Rapha even has a rail. That's so sick from DaHanG. I don't like hitting the rails. It's not the hardest thing in the world because you are going versus Scale Bearer, but hitting clutch rails like that is still bloody hard. Well, we got some talented players in our realm of esports.
Easy.
Oh, it even gets that frag. So now it's a case of just coast it to the end. Don't make a big mistake in the next 10 seconds and you're fine. It's a good push from Rapha. But it's good dodge as well. That bull rush is slightly limited in its effect. Basically, you can dodge it, not too hard. And right now, yeah, it hits 930. DaHanG's absolutely fine. That's a really, really good map win from DaHanG. On Veil as well, which I would expect to be Rapha's pick. I think that's really, really sick. GG's cool as well. Very, very nice game from DaHanG. When he's hitting his rails, man, I want to see the rail stats at the end. Just how many rails has he been hitting? Get that extra light armor stat too. Come on, give me them rail stats. Rail stats. 21 of 30. Jesus, 70%. Like even against the scale barrier, that's really disgusting. 70% rail. That's hot, guys. That's pretty hot. Like I'd expect it to be 50 plus by a player going versus scale. 70 is still awesome. There's definitely some rails there that he should not have hit. There was like a good 3 to 5 rails, which is like, yeah. No one in the world would ever blame you for missing them because they're just impossible. Okay, Corrupted Keep, BJ versus Ranger. Fairly even matchup, I'd say. Both high damage potential. Ranger slightly more on the burst side. Stream sponsored by Kovacs Aim Trainer. Courtesy of DaHanG and his rail. But his rail will not be in here. I think CK is a pretty dope map, actually. I've seen it a few times in the VOD reviews, but there's definitely a lot of people who were banning out Corrupted Keep a lot. Anyway, we're staying with DaHanG's point of view the whole way through the series. He's got a heavy side. He wants to go LG first. Immediately goes dual wield, actually, because he just needs to get him off. I'm surprised he didn't stick with LG there. He still had him in range. And all that stuff. I think if he had LG instead of machine gun out, he would have done... He maybe would have died still, but would have done more damage. Wow. Nail gun on LAN is just awesome, especially when you can close the range on someone. Nail gun can do so much. But I really think that the way that they nerfed the, I guess the hitbox of the nail, has been a really, really valuable change again in the game for its competitive integrity. Hey Clar, my voice acting career is going to launch, don't you worry. That's pushing him out before committing to the item. Getting good damage too. Oh, the direct rocket. That is juicy, man. That is super juicy. He's going to push through this. Oh, actually, that's so sick from Rapha. Going in with the orb. I think he knew that DaHanG was going to do that. And DaHanG is, like, upset that none of those rockets hit. But the fact that he did that rocket, defensive rocket probably did hit like 50 or so, and the orb, which would have done at least 60. I like it. He knew he was going to get chased down, otherwise I have to maximize his damage. And Rapha's hitting LG right now. He's hitting really good LG. Oh, sneaky position from Rapha and a good orb. I think he felt Rapha was a little closer towards the light armor spawn, but he had a great drop in him and a great rocket entry too. So DaHanG's committing to this LG. means you've really got to fight your way out of it a lot of time, but it appears Rapha is giving him some respect. Ooh. And again, these ledge rockets, man. I'm pretty sure those kind of ledge rockets weren't possible at all in Quake Live. I know it's been a couple of years now, Quake Champions, but still feels like where you have advantages and disadvantages in combat are very, very different between the two games. He does use the dual wield, gets nothing from it. It probably would have been heard as well, so Rapha's definitely going to keep a tally of that. The next 30 seconds to pick a fight is pretty ideal. I'm pretty sure Rapha's going to have the orb up again very, very shortly. That's a lot of damage, holy crap.
Anyone got something to patch up an injury?
Very surprised he's got the voiceovers playing at all, actually. Can't you turn them off? I'm sure you could turn. Or is that like a PTS only? I'm pretty sure you can. Alright, he hasn't seen the heavy for a while, but he's got that sort of half timing that he's carrying over from time to time and from where he sees Rapha go, so good little calculation from him. And he's in the game. Definitely in the game. And his heavy machine gun damage has been unbelievable. DaHanG sounds like Zoo. Oh my god. DaHanG would be upset to hear that. Oh. If Rapha stuck around for a second, that would have been great, but he was already moving well away. The nail damage there is pretty much everything for DaHanG. Sorry, I'm enjoying watching DaHanG so much. I love how much he talks. If he had the rockets out, he would have won that fight, I'm pretty sure. The Rapha was all over him. Was there a light? There was the light armor there. Okay, but dodging towards it, I think, was giving too much of an easy angle to Rapha. Game definitely hard. Miss rocket, man. There's that initial shot where he's just like a few frames off, and Rapha's already moved well past the rocket is. Is that like a rage use of the dual wield, or is he just trying to use it defensively? Ouch. No heavy machine gun. No love. He's got like a minute and a half to really find a way onto Rapha. Ouch. That rocket. Doesn't even know where to look at that stage. That orb's great misdirection. You see the long breath drawn. DaHanG starting to feel a little bit defeated in this one. He just doesn't really have the stack to fight. Orb was used not that long ago, but I think he's used his dual wield. He doesn't have his special ability. He needs to find his way onto a big item. He hasn't been to this item for ages, so he's being very optimistic in terms of his approach to heavy. Yeah, Rapha's there like on time. This is like a guesstimate from DaHanG because he's just desperate for the major item. And look how perfect it is from Rapha to just push him away with as soon as he knows that the heavy's about to spawn. Like, DaHanG was there for 10 to 15 seconds, and Rapha's been clearly hiding the timing of that heavy pretty damn well. And that's just another instance where it feels like DaHanG is really, like, well and truly beaten. He does plus 200 damage there, but it's just not enough when Rapha's been... So he would have still had probably like 100 collective health and armor left at the end. Rapha's getting everything, and this feels like GG right now. This feels like GG. Last hurrah, maybe? Got Mega? Rapha's still attacking, though. I mean, if you're not pushing him, like, right this second, you're not giving a chance to come back. Rapha is giving up his life for some reason. But there still shouldn't be enough time. It's the right way to go to chase. But again, you need to just push into him immediately. This slow, I don't like this slow play. You just need to take the risk. If it's like the score at the end should either be like 15-3 or it should be like 9-7. You know, just based on how aggressive you're pushing. Oh, found. He might have orb up. I can't remember if he just used it before. Oh no, he did use it just before, so he doesn't have the orb. All that rockets take. Just go through the goddamn teleporter. Do it. Yo, Cypher with a fat raid. What's up, Cypher? Thanks very much, buddy. Hope you had a good stream, and it's awesome seeing you streaming so much Quake Champions. For anyone just joining, Privyet. Как дела? I'm covering some Quake Champions VODs. Sorry, QuakeCon VODs. And Quake Champions, of course.
Balls out.
Yo, Loomap, thanks so much for the 13 months, man. My love to you too. So that's 1-1 now. And obviously we move over to the tiebreaker. Another very decisive game for both of these players. When you've got like the sort of guys that weird all rank in like the top 6 to top 8, when they're playing against each other, all those matches are like high stakes in terms of getting your positioning up as high as possible. Holy crap, guys. 500 viewers all of a sudden. Damn. If it's literally impossible to win through slow spawns in that amount of time, why should he put... Well, with like 30 seconds left, absolutely, it's totally impossible. But when there was 8 minutes 30, I feel like when you've got 5 or 6 or however many frags it is to recover, you just have to go crazy. You have to make those kamikaze pushes, you know? But then leaving it, you know, to just get a close game in the last 30 or 45 seconds, I feel like it's just pointless a bit. But, you know, like, DaHanG may have already felt that it was futile to go ahead with it, and he probably is right. I felt like when it was 9-3 with a minute and a half to go, it is GG. But, you know, if it was like a grand final LAN event, blah, 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 I'm pretty sure you would just go balls to the wall. Like, I think that's the only thing you can do. Yeah, indeed, Clyde. You can get a few frags on in 2 minutes for sure. If you get them off the spawn. The thing is, like, spawn fragging is kind of hard against someone who knows what they are doing. Wow. Rapha's going to loo for a second, so I don't want to wait that long for the game to start. Like, a lot of us will have seen the Kilson versus Sib thing, and Sib kind of walks into a lot of the spawn frags. Like, on Corrupted Keep, sure, you can get attacked right off the spawn, but you've also got a very brief moment where you have the option to go to maybe a less favorable location where you can't get the weapons and stuff you necessarily want or the position you want, but you can stay alive. You know, if you're spawning up at rockets, Rapha's going to stay down in the corridor. If you're spawning a nail gun, Rapha's probably going to move towards the sort of little banana area where the hourglasses are and such. It's
Fight.
spawn fragging is harder than it looks in this game, but it's really awesome when it works. Anyway, we're starting map 3. We've got Visor going versus Anarchy. Mega health spawn is for DaHanG. And he's got himself the rockets, of course. There's no challenge, no defense on the LG, so that's pretty straightforward too. It looks like he half wants to pick that fight. The thing is, with Anarchy getting a heavy spawn, you want to be a little careful, because if he puts up that injection, all of a sudden he's definitely going to outstack you. Almost whether or not you're a heavy champion or not, you know? Even though, of course, DaHanG's just a medium. But now DaHanG's got a great stack. And he's now just need to look for a position to get a good fight. Or hit like an early rail on Rapha. If you can hit an early rail, then Rapha probably wants to run from him. If he uses Piercing Sight now, Rapha probably hears it. Interesting that he's staying down here the whole time. Looks like he might be baiting into the next rotation. The thing is, Rapha will have heard that getting used, and I imagine it's going to be a stalemate once again. So, like, not too much drama going on. DaHanG's lost all the overstack HP that he had, but his LG is looking really, really hot. Well, I love the angle that he tries to take to get the rail, but Rapha pushes so much further. Like, he fires the rail, he looks away, and he doesn't know that Rapha's already pushing him down. Again, you can say Quake's champion sounds and all that, but it was just a nice quick play from Rapha, to be totally frank. DaHanG's got to be careful. He really doesn't want to take damage here. A little sketchy that he misses that jump, but he's safe and sound. Now he needs the weapons, which is another nuisance for him. This is like, do I want rockets? Is it safe? Can I get rockets without taking another rail? And he feels like no. Feels like it's not worth it to go for it just yet. And Mega should be up in the next couple of seconds. Wow, that nail damage, holy crap. That's really, really sick. He finds that there's only like a few frames where Rapha's actually there. Managing to hit it before he actually gets through the teleporter with Piercing Sight. I know there's Piercing Sight, it's just being able to find that angle in time, which I think is impressive, rather than actually hitting it itself. Still doesn't have rockets. I wonder if he'll go for it soon. Heavy might be up. It probably is up, right? Oh. No, guess not. Owie. Oh, dude, that rocket, man. So much damage. Oh, Rapha needed to hit that rail. How did he not hit it? It was a sitting duck just there. It goes back in and he's successful in finding the angle. That oh, I thought that Mega was taken mid-fight, so Rapha hanging around as long as he did. I feel like there's some weird timing between the two players. Oh my god, dude. 20 HP. He needs to try and find a rail in time. Yeah, he needed that to hit. He knew he was going to die, and he had to flick and take a risk. Also, his drop down with the Piercing Sight, I don't think in itself was bad, but he commits to the fight after missing like 2 rockets at the beginning. I think he had to hit like that first one or get out. It was like a 50-50 fight after he missed the first one. And then it was just like less and less and less the more he missed. And I'm pretty sure that rail at the end probably wouldn't have even gotten the kill. Is he on point with this Mega timing? He is. No more LG. Okay, that rail's really, really good for DaHanG. If he can catch up with Rapha, he should get a kill fairly soon. Wait, what? Oh, the rockets. That was very confusing for a second because it did look like Rapha dropped down. Although there was some kind of weird sound cue which I thought was indicating that. But DaHanG didn't get baffled by it at all. And he's got a really, really good stack still. Okay, that's just really disgusting. Incredibly good frag from DaHanG. I think he's going to get another here because Rapha's got like nowhere to go. Yeah, nowhere to go. No HP. The rail opens up everything for him there. DaHanG's got a lead. This is a nasty place to be in. Anarchy, no control. Got like a rocket jump up and going for a rail. I mean, if you wanted to style on Rapha, that's what you do. If he hit that rail, I would have just had to change my pants. Good chase. Rapha's stuck again on this side of the positioning. He's got a big, big stack advantage. I don't think Rapha realized that he saw him. And there was no heavy taken at that point. DaHanG picks that fight because he's got timing on the heavy. And he knows that Rapha couldn't possibly have that advantage. So Mega's taken. That's going to give Rapha more or less his starting stack again. Minus a teeny bit of armor. Yeah, Rapha's left the place already. Now heavy becomes difficult to challenge. So he has to give that one up, and now he has to look for exit damage on Rapha. Right, timing's not an issue. You can hear it from top to bottom. Oh, that's giving me a good thought, because we're expecting to have sounds change. I wonder in the next sound update if you'll hear items getting taken on this map from Mega to Heavy and vice versa. It will be really interesting if the sound change means you can't hear the items getting taken. Anyway, random speculation aside, LG damage has been great. Rapha ends up suiciding on him. I think he hit like a half-decent rocket, but the rocket also connected with him. So now Rapha's in a tricky position. He needs all weapons, he needs control, and he needs to open up damage on DaHanG before he does. Kind of at minimum, Rapha needs to get on heavy, though, I think. If he doesn't have heavy, I'm not sure he can really make the comeback properly. So for DaHanG to defend this for the next minute and a half or 2 minutes, just the end of the game, I guess, is really important. These rails, dude. These rails are not easy. Like, DaHanG is saying everything that he needs to. His rail has been so good this series. It's kind of not worth chasing through that because he has no LG ammo. If he had LG ammo, he could probably think about it. But you know what? Maybe he wouldn't at all because that rotation there onto the light and then the heavy, he's so stacked that holding this lead is shouldn't be too difficult at all. Rapha needs to go Super Saiyan to have a chance in this. Oh my god, and those rails, dude. The Mega's still up. Yeah, he didn't want to actually drop down from there, but no harm, no foul. Could it be a bit of a trap? Another rail hit and another chance, or another reduced chance for Rapha to get back in this. And now these defensive rockets become easier and easier because Rapha has to go through the more obvious choke points. And he's got to try and navigate his way through them without getting hit. Rockets, small damage. Dude, he keeps hitting these rails. These rails are horribly good. It's unbelievable how many of these rails he's hitting. That was like the weirdest rail for him to miss because he's been so good. I did not realize DaHanG was hitting these kind of rails during the group stage, man. Especially versus Rapha. And I love the fact that he still manages to get that victory over him. Like, although you can see the leaderboards in NA with, like, Rapha had the best result for North America, DaHanG had second best, Saiga had third best. Like, in terms of who's beating who in North America, it's not the way that their rankings are. Yeah, now it's just a case of chill out. Even if you just die and force your spawns as soon as possible, you're not going to lose. I wonder if DaHanG even celebrates the victory in any way at all. He's usually pretty somber about the stuff. Or like just calm. Don't stop missing rails because I want to see your stats at the end. That's GG's right there.
You win.
He doesn't even smile. Smile, dude. Smile for us. Is there a smile there? Smile for us, DaHanG. I just want to see if he comes back after shaking hands. He was sat on like the opposite side of the player area. Wait, what was his rail at? 15 of 35 in the end, was it? Okay. He missed a load of rails at the end. But still, like, the amount of important rails he hit was just ridiculous. And Rapha's just not hitting enough. Obviously, piercing sight's going to help a bit, but I feel like there were so many big rails he hit without piercing sight. And 40% LG on